Excellent and be praised to whom all praise are due is the Ethiopian World Federation Incorporated Women Auxiliary presents Empress Sadi Saunders.
Greetings, greetings and blessings to each and everyone on this wonderful Sunday evening. It's a very special Sunday evening for me and for my sister, Donna Gomez. It's her Earth Strong. I'm not going to say how old she is today because then you always start guessing my age. But I want to say, if she wishes, she can always say. So I wish her a really, really blessed Earth Strong. And we spoke earlier on, and that was really a great thing because my sister and I are quite close and have always been. So this is help us to lead into our topic of the evening of love. And it's a wonderful evening to discuss love, seeing that once every year we celebrate something called Valentine's Day, which took place yesterday, February 14th of 2026. This also is a memorable day where lovers fall in love and once find new love, and flowers can get you through many doors and chocolates also. So we celebrate that kind of thing. It's a pagan holiday, but people enjoy having fun, and the merchants, they make their money and all is well and dandy. So this is something that takes place. All the same, we are on February 15th and we are speaking today of love. And also, we have our musicians, our musical unit of Lucas 26 coming with us to give us a rendition. As always, we like to show off our musical unit at the Ethiopian World Federation Incorporated, Local 26. Our musical unit is one of the units that we are quite proud of, together with many others. And of course, it's the Woman Auxiliary, and we are also proud of this unit as well. And so the other units are catching on. The housing unit is catching on as well. And this is something we are moving towards. So we here are the Ethiopian World Federation Incorporated, local number 26, Woman Auxiliary, and I'm your host, Sadi Gomez, coming to you live on the live. What we like to do here, as we have often done for over the 7 years, and I think this is our 8th year, we we have a rug, no, so a second rug actually, because the first one was torn up after that Kendrick Lamar story, but that's a different time. So also Super Bowl came again, so we have almost an anniversary of the rug. But we here, what we do, we like to take things up under the rug, examine it, and sometimes we put it back. Most times we do because it's none of our business. We just like to analyze life as we go along. We like to keep the truth because the truth here will set you free. And the truth, by all means, is the standard by which you have to measure everything within, you know, within life is the measure by which we use. And it's only one truth. There are many versions of stories, but there could only be one truth. Because if you see something happen right before your eyes, that is the truth. If a story is told 3 times down the road, it can come quite tainted, and by that time, you know what can happen. So tonight we want to what we want to talk about. We want to describe the feelings of love. We want to focus on what love is, and of course, what love got to do with it as well. But on a serious note, we has come to a place in time where only love can get us through. And you're going to take a little time to digest that piece of conversation because that sentence alone weighs much. And only for those of us who has been tried and tested and are still standing and have and are now shining as bright pennies after we have been tried and tested like silver 7 times in the fire and gold, fine gold, we can then speak of such a thing because love is unconditional. Love has no, what should I say? Love bears every burden. Love has is not pompous. It doesn't present itself as better than anyone. Love has a very humbling quality towards it. And that's the unconditional love and the love of Almighty God, as we would call him, Yahweh, Yeshua in some cases. And that is the love that is the ultimate love. But throughout our lifetime, we would have love, you know, men, women, our children, our houses, our cars, our dogs, our donkeys, our every anything that you wish that has been a vanity to you, you can fall in love with. But that love as well comes on a different degree. I'm not saying it's not real, but it's a love that is quite superficial if we should examine what love really is. But for the most part, and the majority of people we meet, they are quite in love with the material things that you give them. So let's say Valentine's Day, there's flowers, there's chocolates, there's symbols of love, jewelry, perhaps nice clothing, cars, houses, to be given to people who wish to love or show that they are in love. It's a symbol, it's quite a gesture for those on the receiving end. So some people look forward very much to Valentine's Day because they're definitely going to fall in love. And some people, on the other hand, which is quite a joke, they get break up just before Valentine's Day because they won't have to buy a present or anything, but they're out of love by that time. So I imagine they fall back in by spring. But all the same, love is very precious. And for, as I said, those of us who have loved before, we know the pain to bear when we are loving. Love is a verb, it's a doing word. So don't say you love me if you're not doing, having the action. I want my love to be a doing word. Let it be a verb. So for us who can express ourselves and talk about love, we would like to welcome you. So this is the Sunday show. It's your show. And tonight we don't have much to take on out from under the rug yet because, some names might fall because, we're speaking of love. So just for now, we would like to open the doors to our listening audience, the ones in studio and the million viewers out there. And also a wonderful time, as I said again, to wish my sister Don Gomez a really happy, good, strong, and may you live to see many, many more years. And may your heart be filled with love always. And for that, I wish you. So, Charlie, can you tell me who else is in the studio at this time? I'm just seeing myself. Okay. Who else checked in with us at this time?
We had Big Papa, but looked like Big Papa fell off.
That's what
Uh,
I'm
so,
checking.
so hopefully he'll be back real soon. We don't see him
Oh,
right now.
all right. So I guess we didn't get Shiloh to join us as yet in studio. He'll probably soon join us. And I know what other musicians that may come on. I know it was a hopeful night that Raskimian would wanted to link up, but I guess we'd also give a different time as well to link up. So if
Yeah,
not,
so I reached out. I reached out to them to make sure that they had their proper invitation to the program. But as far as the topic is concerned, with this being Valentine's Day and all, I would say to all of the women out there, happy Valentine's Day. Since I don't have a specific one that I can give a Valentine's Day to and or present, So I'll just make everybody my Valentine. That being said, I often wondered really about this word love and what does it really mean, or actually what is love. And they say that love is unconditional, but I find that really, really hard to digest. I think that love is unconditional for babies and puppies, uh, but especially not for men. There appears to be a criteria and or requirement that need to be met in order to receive full love, unless it's maternal, maybe paternal, maybe paternal. That's if it's only guaranteed, as far as I see, maternally. Other than that, you got to earn it. You have to be able to uh, respond or be responsible uh, in your dealings in order to maintain and to get that love. So when I hear that, I'd be like, okay, so then what really is love? Is it an emotion? Is love an emotion? Is it a feeling? Is it a commitment? Is it a like? Do you love something as long as it makes you feel good? Do you love something as long as it gives the love back to you? And then if it doesn't give the love back to you, how do you now not love it anymore? So I have these questions, Madam President Empress Sadie Gomez, on this
Well,
love
I
holiday.
would like, if you would pardon me for a second before I lost my train of thought. I would like very much to answer you concerning the fact that if you love it and it doesn't love you back, do you still call it love? You know what? When you love it and it doesn't love you back, that's when you call it love. Because the very fact it's not loving you back, it means you take no pleasure in the action. But love being that sacrificial moment. You see, love itself is really the greatest sacrifice one can make, except we don't want to talk about it like that. So we decorate it with candies and flowers. But when love is actually something that hurts, and love is something that burns, and love is something only for a heart that could stand the pain that comes with it. And that is the truth about love. But other than that, we would not want to speak about it like that because we want, as I said, we want to decorate it with candies and flowers and diamond rings. But if you do not have a heart that could stand the pain that comes with love, then you do not understand yet what love really is. And it is only coming to you and for you in that sort of way, and that's when you know it is love. The other thing that comes with it, where you have pleasure, that's not love. There's a name for that. Maybe it starts with L too, but it might have a UST and it's not love. So unless we could feel that. So I'm not saying that we should all put ourselves through that because why should we? Who really who really is worth it that we should go through such a thing? Because sometimes when love is not responsive, it is even more painful. But that is when you know you love. Because when you love without having the response of love, you understand the heart that feels that joy in loving. Because when you love, you have to love with no expectations. So you have to almost love it, knowing in case it's not responsive or it doesn't pleasure me in such a way, I have still
Mhm,
done the
mhm.
diligence, and that is love. How could we accept it?
Well,
Go ahead,
here's the
Charles.
other thing about when we talk about love, and you make some very good points. But I think even from a spiritual aspect, I think about love, and I think about the act of what we determine to be uh, falling in love. The question becomes, why must we fall? Okay, that means we are leaving one plateau We come to another plateau to now to experience this emotion or this word that we call love, and we have to fall into it. It means that we're leaving one state, going into another state. So even that, to me, puts question marks on that word.
Correct. And I like how you say a state because it is such an intangible thing. It's really a state of being that you know that you're experiencing the very
Right.
act of love. Because as you spoke of, we spoke about, it just comes to mind the scripture. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son. If scripture is true, then he sacrificed the child. So that was quite painful. So what is love?
So what is
It's
love? We need
sacrifice.
we need to get some of these old experts in there. We got Dr. Robinson, we got Ronnie A just came into the conversation. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Empress want to know this is the Valentine's Day weekend or week. What is love? And so she knew she had all of these lovers coming on today. So we're trying to hear from lover number one and then lover number two. Ronnie, Ron one, then Ron two.
We welcome Big Papa because you know he's quite an expert in love. So Big Papa, we'll give you the floor because we know you have been down that road 3 times or more.
I stracked out 3 times. I'm going to have to see how I can gather myself here. Love is an emotion, right? It's a feeling. When you're young, it's new. It's a new feeling. You know what I'm saying? You're trying to put it all together. Love for your mother, love for your father, love for your sisters and brothers. You know, love it when you get a little older, children, love for the little girl that you see down the street. You know, but I think as we go in life, we learn the value of love. You know, the importance of love. You know, I hear brothers say, "Yo, man, I love you." You know what I'm saying? And you know, that's a form of love as well. And the value of that, the value of a good friend, the value of somebody, you know, that you admire, somebody that you respect, somebody that you have a common goal, or you guys have a common, you know. Well, I got one. I got a friend that we've been friends since we were 5, and you know, we don't get together so often because he lives in, you know, another place. I live in another place, and we talk, you know, much as we can. He have family, he have grands and grands and grands and grands. I have grands and grands and grands and kids and whatnot, and so we don't get to, you know, we don't get to connect as much. But I still, you know, remember him. I still like. If I haven't spoken to him in several months, I still think about, you know, talking with him. My first wife, you know, when I met her, you know, it's like a natural thing. You just, you know, you meet somebody and you're not in, you know, you're trying to get to know each other as well, and then eventually, you know, you what we call falling in love with somebody, their characteristics, their behavior, their mannerism, things they do for you, you know, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And that formulates into a love as well. You can love, you know, I don't know how much, but people can fall in love with a car or a house. People can fall in love with materialistic things as well. But as far as we're talking, you know, Valentine's Day and that kind of love for your wife, for your girlfriend, you know, that it's a process. You know, I heard people, you know, you hear people say uh, um, I fell in love first sight, I fell in love first conversation, you know, but it's a process. You know, it's getting to know a person and getting to know their values and getting to know them as a person, and you know, eventually over the period of time, you guys fall in love. And sometimes that's the greatest love. I always looked at my friends who married their high school sweetheart or junior high school sweetheart. Or some people are lucky and they get the elementary school sweetheart, you know, and they've been together for so long. And sometimes when you see them without the other person, they look like they're missing an arm or something, because you're so used to just seeing them together. They become what they call an item. And you just used to seeing them together. I remember, growing up in my old neighborhood in Harlem, this young guy and this girl just was always together since I can remember 13 or 12, 11 years old. And, until they got 18, 19, and then so forth, and got older and got married. And when I saw him without her, it looked like strange, because they look like an ornament or something that belongs together. And that kind of natural love like that is beautiful. People say there's a soulmate for everybody that you fall in love with, a soulmate. And I hear people say after years and years and years, finally they find their soulmate. And that sounds like fantastic, to find somebody that's really complimentary to you, you're complimentary to them. They understand you, they know your ways, they know what you're doing. And I think sometimes the word love can be misused as well, because everybody that say they love you, they don't, because sometimes it's manipulative. Sometimes people can manipulate a person, and I love you. That's why I did that. They use love as an excuse. So, and then there's foolish love. There's people fall in love blindly. Sometimes you can see a person is abusing a person because they love them so much, and it might be a friend of yours or a brother or sister, and you want to tell them that this person is not really good for you, or this person is not really genuine with you, but the person fall in love with that person so much, like the Bible said, love sees no evil, love sees no faults. When you love a person, they might do a lot of things and other people might see it, but you're so blinded with love, you don't see those bad characteristics in that person. And but I tell my sons, it's good to have a good woman behind you. It's good to get married. It's good to have somebody with you. As well as I tell my daughters, it's good to have a good mate, a good person, to find somebody who really loves you for who you are, a person that's really supportive.
Let me really pick up this call, please. I'll be right back.
Okay. Yeah, so somebody, I guess I continue to talk then. Somebody that's really loving to you, somebody that really cares about you. Is nothing, what's that song with the Van Josh? It's so amazing to be loved. I followed you to the moon and the skies above. A little poetry for y'all. A little poetry there. Um, and Sam Cooke had that song. He said, she was only 16, and I loved her so. She was too young to fall in love, and I was too young to know.
1 second,
Look,
Dr. Robinson. Donna Gomez says she can't get in the program, and I know Shiloh says he's trying as well. So just let you know. But Dr. Robinson, you can continue.
And I just thought that was a
wait,
beautiful
before he
song.
can continue, don't be giving them pedophile lyrics on our show. She was only 16. You're not getting us banned off YouTube.
Well, I think the guy was 15.
What
Look,
is what
you
is
know,
make
That I was telling him, I don't know if you missed it, Sadie. I was telling him poetry, songs that had sweet poetry. And Sam Cooke had a song. He said, she was only 16, and I loved her so. She was too young to fall in love, and I was too young to know. I always thought that was a beautiful song. Very, very
but
beautiful. So
that's
anytime
that's
you guys
something.
get a chance, y'all can dig it up, or Rod O'Lady might sing it for y'all.
That
No,
sound
no.
like a Epstein jingle. You better be.
Every
Hey,
time I bring up a song,
Who wrote the song?
Dr. Winborn, every time I bring up a song, Ron always sings it. So he'll give you all the lyrics, and you'll see that it's purity, pure purity.
Listen
1950s.
though, before Ron is singing, I was having a thought when you were talking about soulmates, right? So we talked about falling in love, leaving one state to the other. And so we talked about soulmates, and we always say how wonderful that is because now we're talking about a spiritual connection. Because when we're talking about soul, we're talking about energy, right? But my question always is, what if you find your soulmate and it's in a body like yours?
How
you
complicated.
lo-
What do you do?
What do you mean by that?
they don't know
What,
you lost weight, Doc.
what, what if you looking for your soulmate and you a man and you find that your soulmate is in another man?
That's not possible. God is too wise to make
Exactly.
a mistake.
Exactly.
Well,
You
God
know
is
what?
God is too wise
The
to make
Stop
a
only
being a
way
mistake.
devil advocate. Charlie, stop being a devil advocate. You're
You know,
starting from the shower curtain, now you reach there.
that's not how it
What
works.
you had for dinner,
Actually,
Charlie?
Listen,
that's not how it actually works, though. You know
that's
what I'm
not
saying?
how it worked. Then how it worked.
What I saw is that soulmates always been, from my experience, a woman that you had been attracted to for years. She probably got married. You probably got married. Sometimes, both of y'all lost your husband and your wife, and you'll meet each other again, and that old sparkle, it gets up again. That old
Greetings and blessings.
the old feelings that you had years ago.
difficulties.
That old feeling you had years
This-
ago, it comes back all over again, and you fall in love all
But
again.
I
And
mean,
maybe you're not 30 no more and 20 no more.
But
This time maybe you're 60, but you see her 30 something years later, and you still have that spark for her, and you fall in love with her all over again. She falls in love with you all over again, and it just happens naturally. I think
that's
that's
the
the
one that happened
soulmate,
at 15.
huh?
That's the kind of love
No,
that
no,
happened at 15.
I'm saying normally that's the soulmate. Somebody
No, I'm just saying, when you
that
see her again, it means that's 15 years later.
So
It
you
might be
got to know the
30.
person and then find them again in order to qualify as a soulmate.
No, I'm saying sometimes people lose each
Yeah,
other, and 30 years later they have the same feeling they had for each other, 30 years ago or something, and it just feels natural to you. It's like you've never been apart. It just naturally, it just seemed right that y'all just get together. There's no circumstances of trying to, come up with new ideas and whatever it is. It's just like a natural thing. It just, you don't have to talk about it. It just, it's right. You know what I'm saying? They know it's right without even trying to put all the pieces together. It just come together naturally. I think that's a soulmate when you fall
Have you
back in
ever
love.
met your soulmate? Have you ever met anybody that you identified as your soulmate?
No, women out there, I'm looking. So if y'all,
it's
I'm
a
free.
comedy
I'm young,
hour.
single, and free, and I'm searching.
Searching, searching,
And let's go to the song.
searching.
All day you've been like that.
Oh my God!
You're the rule. My goodness, Charlie.
Don't pay me no mind. I'm just being the devil's advocate and having a little fun.
Yeah, Sadie. I know he playing with my head, so I'm gonna play back with his head. Right, my brother Peter.
Oh,
Well,
praise the Lord.
we have Peter to talk about love, but let Ronnie go first, and then we welcome Peter Shiloh. So, Ronnie, you can tell us a little bit of your experiences, not the really
Uh,
dark ones from the dark web.
well, those were the best.
Oh,
Uh,
well, let us have it. It's Sunday. It's family hour, Ronnie.
okay.
Right, it's a family
Gotta
show.
turn that page.
No after dark conversations here.
Gotta turn that page. It's something with the holidays and stuff like that. Valentine's Day is awesomely pagan, and the people who worship that, child molesters, in some countries, you whip a woman to, till death, and for 3 days you have her, and you're in love, she's in love, and then you throw her to the corner. The history of this and what we believe in, what we're indoctrinated in, is something else. Beyond that, I think for me, with what relationships that I had with my ex, I said I wasn't going to talk about the dark side. Let me move on. I, but I believe love is process. We always say, "Oh, I love him, I love her." We want to get married, blah blah blah. And then when you last long enough in a relationship, that you start looking like each other. It's a metabolic, spiritual thing. I believe it's more of a spiritual thing than anything else. You're infatuated before it. You know, you'll do calling people 15, 20 times a minute, and so on, and you're really trying to get to know this person. Uh, uh, my brother used to tell me, he said, "Ron, why are you taking these ladies out? You taking out to nice restaurants?" And as he says, "Don't you know McDonald's? I mean, start at McDonald's, you know." But it takes time, and sometimes it don't happen. It's a flashing moment, twinkling of an eye, so to speak, and then sometimes it happens. You wind up falling in love, and you pass the infatuation, and you really wind up being in love with the person that you're connected or connected to. I've been in a relationship uh, with a person, and I say this type of relationship for 37 years. You know, she's my best friend. We never got married. We were supposed to, but she's my best friend. Trust her with everything. Um, but as far as love is concerned, do I love her? I love her in a phileo aspect of love at this point of friendship. And maybe that can grow. But coming out and saying, "Oh, I love you, you're the best thing, and the everything, this is the one," and it may never be the one, that one, and so it takes time. It takes time and commitment, which nowadays people don't have. A lot of people don't have. They don't. You got to have this. You got to have that. Or, my man has to make. You making $20,000 a year. Well, I want a man that makes $250,000 a year. The aspect of love has changed to things, and so on. Because if I marry somebody and they're making, I'm making the money to take care of everything, I should walk in my house with peace and a meal on the table. All right. I buy the lingeries. My wife got mad at me about that, and so on. But it just takes time. And I think the best thing when I see people have gone to school together or they've been together forever. All right. Sometimes the best thing to do is to stay friends and not get married. When I got married, I couldn't find nothing. And then before I got married, I couldn't find nothing. It was a dark side of my life. As soon as I got married, stuff started falling out of the sky.
That's when you got in trouble.
That's when I got in trouble.
Well,
you know. But
That's how it always happens.
I'm a loyal person. I'm a
Of
loyal person to
course,
my friends. I'm a
Ronnie,
loyal
you have to
person,
flow.
you know. But this is,
Ron, thank you for your
it's something.
honesty.
I'm sorry about that. The honesty part of me.
Well, well,
You know.
well. Ronnie, there's
We
something I must, you know, make a small comment on before we let Peter Shiloh in with his expertise. You said something about love takes time. Ronnie, it doesn't, because that's what you call falling in love. It's a quick shove down the rabbit hole, Ronnie, and whatever you get, you take. You play the hand that you have dealt. You don't take the time, because if it takes time, it becomes boring, and then there's no more fun in it. So for whatever it's worth,
That's
you just
that's
you,
that's the
you fall
patience.
in. That's
That's
why I call it
that's the
falling in love.
patience.
It's a quick
That's the
thing.
patience aspect of
So,
it.
so you
So
know, Ronnie.
what is it to say about people that come together? Two things, because I got a lot on this. Number one, what is marriage? But people that come together and or get married, not being in love, but get married for business reasons, get married
Yeah.
for just simple
Convenient.
companionship reasons. Sometimes you find that those relationships last way longer than those that
Mhm.
got married because they thought they was in love.
Yeah. True.
Listen, I,
That's so
I,
true.
I remember as a young man, a young couple get married in my church. It was a wonderful wedding. Everybody was happy. Happy. They were singing songs. They was dancing and speaking in tongues and getting the Holy Ghost and all of that at the wedding, only for them to be filing for divorce 6 months later.
Hey, hey, yeah. Hey, hey.
Okay. But then you hear these stories of people that got married very young, not for love. They wasn't in love. They liked the person, but they learned to love the person, and now the love that
Learn
they
to love.
have, they claim to be
Yes.
stronger than anything that they could have had in the beginning, as far as when it comes to
Yes.
emotion.
Yes.
Now,
Yes.
that being said, the other thing is compounded on the marriage part. Well, what is marriage? Have we given some sacred ceremony to a European idea
Yes.
as
Yes.
far as marriage is concerned? As
Yes.
far
Yes.
as I'm concerned, from my understanding of marriage, okay, Ron and this young lady who he's been in this relationship for all of these years are married. There's
Yeah.
not a
Yeah. Pretty much.
legal agreement. That's the European ideal. This legal agreement, this contract. Okay, I do this, you do that. I'm gonna get this, I'm gonna get that. That's because in America, everything is based off of business, right? Everything is based off of money. So the government, the municipality, and everybody want to have their hand in it to make sure that they gonna get their piece. So when we talk
Yeah.
about
That's pretty
marriage
much.
and being in marriage, there's a couple things to talk about. Listen, before we move on, we want to bring into the studio our guest, one of our guests from Local 49, Ross Kimian is coming in. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the broadcast, Ross Kimian.
Yes, greetings. Can you hear me good?
Yes, loud and clear, Askimian brethren, welcome. That's far I
Can
love.
you hear me?
Yes, we can hear
Yes, we
you.
can hear you.
Okay.
All right, said you have the floor.
Yes, greetings, Local 26. How y'all doing?
Blessed love, that's where I live.
I am blessed.
Yes, sir.
Bless, bless.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Rastafari.
Yeah, my signal over here is a bit staticky at times, so everything's a little bit glitching for me. But good to see y'all. Good to hear y'all. I told my people about what time, but they were coming off of work around this time, so I gotta wait and see when they reach to a good spot that they could communicate. What's the topic tonight?
Yes, we talking about love, because that kind of love that everyone has a different version of, but I spoke of love being sacrificial, whereby you have to let your heart out without having a response. You have to love until it hurts and still not expect a response and know it's all right to do so. So that kind of love we talk about, and then we talk about the love that where people fall in love. We talk about the love where people have for material things, and then we know there's also true love, the love that you share, that one-on-one love with the Almighty or whatever name you choose to call Him, which is really a deep love by which you are willing to make a covenant with. So that is what we're talking about and the various versions of it. So welcome, Raskinian. We know at one point in time you must have fell in love or be in love, which is a many splendid thing. So we know our guest said he is having a little problem falling in and out. So we want to welcome us our musical unit, and we know Peter Shiloh is on. So we want to welcome Peter Shiloh to the show.
Greetings and blessing. In the name of the Imperial and Majesty of King Selassie the First. One love, one aim, one destiny, one Ethiopian doctrine of sin, pardon, and man. I store. Yes, love, when we speak of love, love is such a wonderful, pleasant word. Love, love. When you think of love, love has so many categories. But the most important category we leave behind is the love of all human beings. You understand? Yeah. When you love, you can leave out someone. When I love to the max. I never cheat. I married 2 times and I never cheat. 23 years, one woman. You know? So love is a loyal and royal thing. Love, when you love, you go all the way to death. You understand? That is love. If you don't love something that you could die for, you're not talking about love. Or love of the Creator then. Right? Christ love. The love that Christ had for us, that's real, true love. Right? Overcome all things, all obstacles, ever living, ever merciful, forgiving, bearing. You understand? Yeah, man. That is real, true love. So when we speak of love today in Babylon, it's some car or bank account or boat or the plane or the money in the bank or the chain and all those things. But, real, true love is to love humanity. Love everyone. Respect everyone. That is real, true love. That's the love that Christ asks us to do. Love your neighbor as yourself. So I think that is the greatest love, love and respect on each other. There are many categories of love, but those are minor to this one here. Yes, blessed love, no flow and respect. You're looking for Donna. I want to sing a song for my friend Donna. I don't know the alien might take me back because they seem to take a set on me today. Am I allowed to do that?
Oh yes, you can.
Okay.
That's
Oh Donna, Donna. May you have a blessed day today, on your special day. This is your special day. I hope you're feeling love and joy for today. Oh, Donna, Donna, I love you so. You're a daughter of His Majesty, and I love you so. Oh, Donna, Donna. I hope you're having a nice time today, Donna, Donna. Happy birthday, Donna. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you, Donna. Blessed love, Rastafari. Yeah, man. Well, keep it warm and nice and G, because I don't know music is life, health, and peace in sinners' ears. It's a blessing today. Today is a blessed day. We give thanks for it. The Most High. Yes, I. And bless the host of the show still, because this show is a great show that, opening the eyes of the black people across the world. You see me? Yeah, man.
Well, thankful for our musical unit director, Mr. Peter Shiloh, who always do us well. He's responsible for the jingle. Thankful for that song because Donna Gomez, my sister, is strong today and she's trying hard to get on. I know she's coming on and off, but we know that this show is live. It's live. I can't even stop to answer her call, but I just try real hard to get on all the same. We welcome each and everyone who is here to the in studio, and as I always say, my million guests who's out of studio as well. And we speak of love, and we speak of that one love, and we want to extend the love that we have as we are Federation people, and we want to show what we always say as in our community. I would just want to just pull out the Rastafari community, but our Black community, we like to say one love. And when we say one love, we mean one love. We want to really, that heartfelt love, that desire for each and us as brothers and sisters. We can feel each other pain. We can know when it's time that we can extend ourselves further than usual and show that love. As I said, I want my love to be a verb. I want it to be a doing word. So don't tell me you love me if you're not going to be doing, and showing me that type of love. So we live by what we speak, and we are examples as we carry on. So at this evening, we as well would like to say for our musical unit, I know Peter Shiloh's here, but we at Local 26, we are having a talent search, which, is probably a very good idea for other locals to join and if they like. So we are going to have our first, what should I say, our first interview applicants coming on sometime in
Audition.
audition. You
First
see, I'm not
audition.
using. Thank you so very much for the director. You see, this is your department, Peter Shiloh, so don't let me struggle with it. So I let Peter Shiloh explain this part since it's the musical unit. Go ahead, Shiloh.
Yes, greetings, brothers and sisters. Yes. This idea was, drafted, and I think it is a very good idea. Musically, people are attracted to music. So we were trying to get more members for our organization. So, we said we as musicians would create a talent search, the young people out there to get in some of the young people into the organization. We have our record label and things set up already and things. So what we could do, we are in the process of getting audition out there. We the musician from our unit, we go out there and we're gonna work. We're gonna put in the work and in the form of an audition, and then search for those who have talent. Who have talent will be attracted to us, and we can get them to register into becoming a member through that show also. So I think it's a good and great idea for the rest of the locals to follow. Good and great idea. Music is life, health, and peace, and music is like a magnet, especially to young people. You know, and there are a lot of shy people out there and with talent in them. So we could get to those people and encourage them, because I was a shy person, with the talent locked up in me until I realized that it can't keep in anymore. I have to bust it out. So there are a lot of people like we out there too, and I think this is a very good idea, and we're working on it, and we're gonna make it become the reality. One love, blessed love.
Well, we thank you so very much. That's from our musical unit. As I said, our unit we are building, and we are doing good with our musical unit. We are quite proud, and we're going to extend ourselves as well. July, at some point, the second Saturday or so, sometime around 11, 12, or whatever date falls on, we're going to have our second anniversary of our musical concert. So we would like to invite other units as well, our dear brothers here with us, that if, for your musical unit to participate as well in July for our second anniversary concert, which is held in Harlem. That's our give back for Harlem since Local 26. Harlem is our jurisdiction. We're going to hold this concert in Amsterdam, 135th Street. And this is what we're going to do as our summer, fundraiser for our unit. So we welcome each and everyone. It's a nice evening. We have a backyard available. We have dinners available at the price. We try to just keep a $20-$25 price. And then we have some other items you can also purchase at a less price. This is our fundraiser for Local 26, and we would invite each and everyone. It sounds like July is far away, but it's a lot of work, so we push it out there. And we're also inviting our brother who's here with us, Local 49, to be part of it as well. So as we continue, we have Big Papa still on the line? Okay, maybe he did drop off. So is Ronnie's, are you still with us?
Say that again.
Okay. Big Papa, we like you to know that you're far away. You was talking about love. You was talking about various things, and we teased you a little bit about being brown in the Caribbean. So we would really love to see you. And while saying Big Papa, he's affectionately called Big Papa on our show on Sundays, but Dr. Robinson is our chaplain. And chaplain, I have some bragging rights. Your president don't stop at bragging. I am able to pull in 5 new applicants in the month of February. Is that some blessing from the
Wow.
ancestors? So I have 5 people for you to swear in, and I would like
Great.
to schedule a date to see you, Mr. Chaplain. So can we do it? Let me know when we can, and I can round up. I have the applications, and as best possible, we can, if we get all done, perfect. If not, we get a majority done. But you gotta
Amen.
let me know, by tomorrow, so you can text me and let me know what date is good for us.
We have a meeting this Tuesday night, right?
Well, let's have the meet. Yes, we have meeting Tuesday night if you're available.
Right.
Let it be
Yeah. Yeah.
Tuesday
Let's
night.
do it then. Yes.
All right,
See
wonderful.
if we
So
can.
this is
Yeah.
why I really call your attention. I would love very much to get this in place. And I'm really proud to announce that these 5 new applicants are really very promising. 3 men, I should say, young and not so young, or young and not too old. But the ladies, one mature enough and one will be very helpful in what we are doing because she's an architect. So, we're building, and she has Africa in her mind for many reasons as well. So I'm just seeing exactly where we're going to place certain people that we have that recently joined our unit. The other 3 men are going straight to the musical unit, and one is going to our land grant unit. He wants to build in Africa right away. So, Dr. Robinson, we have a lot of work to do. We want to seal this deal and get these 5 new members in as well. So, this is the Ethiopian World Federation Incorporated Local 26 Women Auxiliary Sunday show, which is also your show. I'm with your host, Sadie Gomez. So I'm thanking each and everyone who came out this evening. We are so happy that you're here. And we want to give the musical unit a chance to really show what skills. So I know Peter Shiloh is here. He's going to give us something. And 2 other members of the musical unit were supposed to join in, which is Yatta and Black Eye. So Black Eye told me he's going to come on. I have to probably gently nudge him, or maybe he's trying to come on. And I don't know for Yatta if he made it, if he's at work. So we give Peter Shiloh this time to entertain us with from the musical unit. We give them.
Yeah, man, I'm gonna say greetings and blessings, all my brothers and sisters, Ethiopian World Federation, Woman Accelerate. Bless up each and every one. Yes. I, it's Peter Shiloh, aka Majestical Son, original Kingston, Spanish Town, Countryman, ancient man of Irish and Magidian Tata. And this is the first one. Yeah. I don't want to have to make you rise wood and stone to praise you, Jah. I don't want to have to make you rise wood and stone away. I don't want to have to make you rise wood and stone to praise you, Jah. I don't want to have to make you rise wood and stone away. Burn out all carnal weaknesses. Burn out all impurities. Only let love come from this heart of mine. Only let truth speak by these lips of mine. I don't want them up to make you rise wood and stone to praise you, Lord. I don't want them up to make you rise wood and stone away. I don't want to up to make you rise wood and stone to praise you, Jah. I don't want to up to make you rise wood and stone away. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Burn out all carnal weaknesses. Burn out all impurities. Only let love come from this heart of mine. Only let truth speak by these lips of mine. I don't want to have to make you rise wood and stone to praise you, Lord. I don't want to have to make you rise wood and stone away. Burn out all. Yes, Rastafari. That's the first one. This is the second one I'm gonna give also. Yes, this one named New World Constitution, equal rights and justice to each and everyone. You know, New World Constitution. All right, hey. New World Constitution, equal rights and justice to each and everyone. You know, New World Constitution. You know. Amendment 1, freedom of speech and movement on the land to each and everyone. And Amendment 2, love and respect all your neighbor for true. And Amendment 3, education of power one we want it for free. Education of power one we want it for free. And Amendment 4, the old and the age and the infant secure. Old and the age and the infant secure. We want the old and the age and the infant secure. This is a new world constitution. Equal rights and justice to each and everyone, you know. The new world constitution. Yo! Freedom of speech and movement on the land to each and everyone. An amendment 2, the love and respect all your neighbor for true. An amendment 3, the education of power one we want that for free. Education of power one we want that for free. An amendment 4. The old and the age and the infant secure. Old and the age and the infant secure. Old and age and infant secure. New World Constitution. Equal rights and justice to each and everyone, you know. The New World Constitution. All right, all right, all right. Hey. New World Constitution. Yes, man. But you don't want to know. Now look back, you know. Now turn back. Mama Africa, we final stop, you know. We now look back, you know. Now turn back. Mama Africa, we final stop, you know. Now look back, you know. We now turn back. Mama Africa, we final stop. Colonialism, you know, cater for the blacks, you know. Trap it, that slavery get rich out of we sweat, you know. Them born with school, born with church, try to hide the history. Think them last week in the West, but we find we home free. Jordan, Nile, and the Red Sea. That's the place where the gods wanna be. That's the place of my big tree. So we now look back, you know. Now turn back. The Mama Africa, we final stop, you know. We now look back, you know. We now turn back. Mama Africa, we final stop, you know. We now look back, you know. We now turn back. Mama Africa, we final stop. We tired of them trick and them trap. Dragness tumbling black. Tired of them trick and them trap. Dragness tumbling black. Tell them say we nah look back, you know, we nah turn back. Mama Africa we final stop, you know, we nah look back, you know, we nah turn back. Mama Africa we final colonialism, you know, cater with the blacks, you know. Trap we in the slavery get rich out of we sweat, you know. Them born with school, born with church, try to hide with history. Think them last week in the West, but we find we home free. Jordan, Nile, and the Red Sea are the place where the gods want to be. Are the place of my fig tree. So we now look back, you know, now turn back. Mama Africa we final stop, you know, we now look back, you know, we now turn back. Mama Africa we final, we tired of them chicken, them trap. Dragness tumbling black, we tired of them pit and them trap. Dragness tumbling black, we tell them say we now look back, you know, now turn back. Yo, straight Africa, we now look back. Cause the hotter claps, I got claps hot. You see it? Yeah, man. Africa for the African, those at home and those abroad. Yeah. Rastafari, say love. See it? Yeah, man.
We thank you very much, Peter Shiloh, and that from the musical unit. I'm not seeing the other members, however, but we can at this time like to give our guests a time to join in on our conversation and share something with us. So we welcome Raskimian. You're still here with us? Okay, so I know it was a little glitchy coming in and out. And my sister Dawn is trying to see if she can get in as well. So I don't know if she was able to make it. Or this evening, we heard our musical unit, and we are proud of our musical unit and our anniversary show that's going to come in July. It's going to be bigger and better. So we're starting very early. We hope it's a lovely evening. It's a backyard, and we want to pull it up a little more. And we would like for the other locals, to collaborate us. And what is happening as well, to say that Local 26, I would like to mention, together with Local 12, is hosting the international convention to be held in July 15, 16, 17, 18. So I would believe we are entertaining our executive body, international executive body. So we may just keep the show sometime on the 18th if it provides a good time for us that we could entertain them and show them some of the skills we have. Or within, we know that people will be in the town, and Local 26, we are entertaining together with Local 12, our executive branch internationally. It will be a joy for us to do so because Local 26, when it comes to entertainment, we are going to give them a really good show because our musical unit is strong. And we would also like for other members of, our guest brothers and sisters who would like to join in to know that we are doing such a good work on by entertaining our brothers and sisters from Shashamani, England, Canada. They're coming in, and we would make sure that they have a really memorable time of New York and also of understanding Local 26, what we do, and Local 26 as well, Local 12 as well. So I'm going to get together with President Cheryl very soon and make the planning. But we are very happy and anxious to put on a great show for our brothers and sisters. So this is something Local 26 is going to be doing, and in the Harlem area in July. But we spoke earlier on of the talent search, which is going to take place in April, and we may have some of the participants coming on this show to for their talent, to show some of their talent. And they will be selected for the grand finale taking place in July. So again, we welcome each and everyone who's able to come out with us. And there was a lovely song sung by Peter Shiloh for Donna Gomez. And this show is live, so we will be on YouTube as soon as we get off. So if she's not here to see it herself, she's going to have it in a little moment from now. And our show this evening, we spoke about love. And we understand that there's a greater power that truly loves us with all of our faults, and he knows how frail we are as well. So that type of love, when we come under that type of love and that type of grace, this is what keeps us alive on the side of tongue. Because it's only through that love and that grace are we kept alive, really, because we are not able to do it ourselves. For every morning, Mercy Gates is open and that new love is poured upon us. So that love we seek for, and that love, as I said, that keeps us alive, is the love that binds us. And when we have a true example of that type of love, we can love our brothers and our sisters. And I believe it's okay to put people away from us that are not convenient because of whatever obstruction they could cause in our life. But does not mean that it takes away the part of us that allows us to love. Because it takes a great, as I said, love is quite painful. But there's a joy in knowing that you can overcome the boundaries that are set for you, because it is so easy to hate. Really, that's almost automatic. Somebody mash your foot, I hate you. But love, it takes a growth, a different level of humanity. It also brings you to a very proud moment of being, knowing that you have reached that level. Because when you can love unconditionally, despite, as I said, the love not loving you back, it is a point that you have reached within your human existence. And remember, we are spirits passing through this earth having a human experience. And if the human experience is to understand love and conquer love, and we have not yet gotten there because we are waiting on time, it's about time we get there. Because as I said, it's a spontaneous moment of falling in love. But most people stay away from love because the fear of being hurt. So then, how do you wish to go to another level within your existence if you're afraid of pain? Because pain, by the very nature of the word, we will have to do this on a definitely a whole big new Sunday and a big chapter, because we speak of pain. Now, pain can be put away. Pain, if the mind realizes it fast enough, can be locked out, because we can see people who cut themselves and don't feel pain. We see of the sword swallowers and the people who push the knife through their bodies, because that can be altered in the mind, the feeling of pain, just another emotion that could be controlled as well. So, love and not wanting to be vulnerable to the pain that it brings when one is disappointed, this is what we feel. But then, when do we accept the fact that it is all right? Because we are passing through this atmosphere and not understanding who we are, what we are, or the things we must overcome and encounter, and also be able to dismiss. Pain is one of them. And if love offers us that journey into pain, are we afraid to take it? Are we not grown enough to know that it is all right to feel a disappointment? Because love allows us to go through an emotion that brings us joy on the other side. But you have to go through it to understand it, to feel that joy and that need, and to know. I Hi, can I have a straw? Yes. Thank you. Oh, thank you so much. Okay, you're welcome. Okay. So that's me showing some love. Okay, one love, blessed love. So you see, I'm having a real situation of love. So one just walked in and wanted something from me, and I'm doing a midnight to here. So we speak of love and the joy of love, and I want to say it is good that I have loved and was able to experience such a thing, even in some instances, even if it has not been responsive, I still enjoy the journey of going there and understanding what it feels like. Together with all its disappointments that it may bring, it has still been a great joy for me, knowing and understanding what love feels like. And I have also have received love and understand that joy as well. And even, let's say, the almighty love, or Jah love, is the love which keeps me really smiling now, because I have reached a level in my life to understand that it is all right. And it is only Jah love that really keeps us. So therefore, we can love and understand that this journey, we are here to balance the earth, because we must love. Love is life. So I just want to leave that with each and every one. And for those who want to share with us or bring their comment, I give you a time now. What happened? We here by ourselves. Okay, so we're winding down. It's like the hour we go to the top of the hour. We are almost
We are
there.
we are here.
Okay, so let me hear someone.
You want to hear some more love, 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 love. Love is such a fantastic, great word. To love. When you love, when you say you love, it means that you would die for the person. When Christ said he loves us, that's what he did. He conquered death for us. But if you're not conquering death for me, you don't love me. If you're not going all the way to die for me, you're not, showing the real love. So Jah love is the love that we need. That Jah love is the real, true love. You understand? So when we talk about love, we have to, pattern the love of Emmanuel, the Messiah. Yeah, the Christ who died and lived. Because the devil had death as a hanger over us, a big fear, a big stick. So Christ said, I will get rid of that. Right? I can conquer that. So to die for a one that is real love. Because when you die for somebody, you live again. Yeah. So when you die for a righteous cause, you live again. So love is to go all the way, or don't talk about love. Love is a work. You understand? So, many people been deceived by love. I love you, I love you. What you love about me? You understand? And why do you love me? All them things. Or what is love for you? How do you see love? Love is pure. Love is true. Love is clean. Love is ever merciful, thankful, never puffed it, you know, always forgiving. Love covereth all sin. Love overlook everything. You understand? That is love. Pure and clean meditation towards anything or everyone or anyone. That's the thing. Because remember, the Almighty said, "It's only clean hands and pure heart can enter in Zion." So it's only who really truly love will enter Zion. And you have to love fully and truly. Ain't no fake thing. You understand? The love of this world is just fake. A bag of fake. I love you. And they don't even know what love is. Yeah, they don't even know what love is. I love you. Yes. It's good when someone loves you, yes. But what is real true love? Why do you love me? That is a very important question. Why do you love me? Because God is love and He orders us to love one another. But this world has lost real true love, man. But we can get it back, as long as the black man exists, the earth will unite with righteousness again. That's a tribulation we are going through, to we forsake our tradition and gone off of the vulture culture. But we're getting back there. Ethiopia will soon stretch back our hands unto Jah. So we're getting there. Yeah, for real. Yeah, man. And love and do it, man. That's what we're lacking. Real true love is what we're lacking. We're lacking it, man. Ain't got to be no fuss, no fight for nothing. If we know real true love. There ain't gonna be no fuss, no fight, no war, no nothing. Yeah, nothing at all like those things. So, we just pray for them to get to know what true love is. We will pray for them. True love is such a nice and wonderful feeling. You know, if they should have had that feeling, they wouldn't want to come out of it. You understand? Yeah, real. So we have to teach them what it is. Yeah, respect and honor every time. See? Bless.
We thank you so very much, Peter Shiloh, who's going to speak of love. It shows that he's a man of love that has given love and have received love, so he's able to talk about it in a positive light. It is good that we continue to love each and every one because truly, when we love, it's a great feeling inside. It's a really, really great feeling because the opposite side of love is hatred. And hatred is a really nasty feeling, dark, miserable place that you can draw yourself into in your mind. Because when you entertain such a thought, you're already poisoning yourself, poison your shell, poison your temple. So let your heart be filled with love despite the fact that we may think it no longer exists, but yes, it do exist. As long as the Almighty sits on his throne, there will be love, because God is love and he himself is love. And we, if one day we can reach that level of love, an unconditional love, that agape love we call, and we have understand as well, it's a journey to reach there. It's a lot of putting away of baggage, of burdens, a lot of forgiveness, as our guest earlier said. Now, forgiveness, it's a discipline which I myself, it was the last one I was able to conquer. No, no, no. Patience was the last one I was able to conquer. But forgiveness, when I was taken through that journey, it took me almost 5 years to understand the very word. And I was like, why? But understanding that the bitter feeling you have inside that eats you out like a canker, it's like a canker sore. So therefore, if you do not let go of the dark places that hatred brings you, and you cover it over with forgiveness, which is your journey or your ticket towards love. And believe it, love, as much a discipline it is and a sacrifice it gives, is the greatest joy upon this earth. There's nothing greater upon this earth than love. And I'm telling you, love is powerful. Love is power itself. There's no power in a gun or a knife or a bullet or a bomb. Love conquers. The only reason we do not see it is because we don't practice it as much. But when you practice love, I'm telling you, I'm opposed to child faith. You get things done. And I'm talking about amicably. You don't have to ring nobody hand around their back. You don't have to put a gun to no one head. You get things done. You could keep that big ball rolling and with love. And there's a reason we're told to love thy neighbor as we love ourselves. There's a reason for all of these, what we call small talks, but it's very important. There's some healing portions in love. When you love and you exercise true love, the joy that it brings, money cannot buy. So I'm just letting you know, feel free to love. And you can start with yourself, if I should recommend, because you cannot love someone if you do not love yourself. It is impossible to do so. So I would say, look at the man in the mirror. We start in there, and we start with understanding what and who we are in this whole, let's just say, this big field of love and the feeling of such. But the world was built on love, and our Father, He first loved us. So we knew that the importance of love, because when we are far away from God's love, we are finished. As in the book of Psalms, where David says, cast me not away from thy presence and take not thy Holy Spirit away from me. He was talking about that love that the Almighty surrounds us with, that makes us feel secure, that makes us feel nice and warm and fuzzy. When our Father is loving us, we know. And I'm telling you, I'm a child of the King. And when our Father takes himself away from us, as David says, please, Father, don't do that. Don't ever take your love away from me. That would kill us. Because children of the King, if God stopped loving us, we are finished. And therefore, as ambassadors of the King, we have to go out and show love. Sometimes we show love where there's no existence of it. But love shines a light into a dark place. So I would say, for those who were given that gift to love, we have no choice but to continue to love, because we are shining a light in a dark place. And then we are representing the Father of love. So therefore, we have to balance the earth, and we have to keep love in our heart at all times, because it's only love that, in a condition without love, the earth will become impossible to live in, because then we'll be filled with demons who has no love or no capacity to love or no ability to love, because by their very nature, they're demons. So let's just say the earth has to be kept balanced, and love must be upon the earth for even regular humans and mortals to exist. So therefore, we have to understand that portion of love. We are not forcing everyone to love, because maybe it's not timely for them to do so. And I'm not saying that it is wrong for you to hate, because in the book of Ephesians tell us in a time and place, there's a time to love, a time to hate, a time, we speak of a time. So we know the opposite spectrum. We have love and we have hate. So I want to thank each and everyone who come on this evening, and I'm going to leave my guests to talk about love. Hi. Yes, sir? Yeah, okay. So 1 second. So Shiloh, you would give us a talk about love?
Need another talk about love. Love. Oh my God. Love. There is so much thing to talk about love. Right? Love, when you love, you don't hate, you don't grudge, you don't bad mind. You understand? You don't do none of those negative things. Not at all, not at all, not at all. Love overcome all sins. You hear that one? When you have love, you overcome all obstacles in your way. You understand? Yeah, man. When you love, you forgive. You learn to forgive people. Yes. There are some people who they can't forgive others. You have to learn how to forgive other people because sometimes we, trespass against the Almighty, and He has to forgive us for our trespasses. So we must follow His footsteps and do the same. Like, if your neighbor do something wrong, you can forgive them. But that is part of love. Yes. So if you love all many categories, back to the host. Blessed love.
Okay, so bless the love. Thank you, Shiloh, and thank you for filling in when I have to drop out for a few minutes. This time the aliens are not taking me, I'm swear. But
Oh my.
it's a gig I'm having, one of those midnight ones. So we spoke of love, we understand love, and I want to say, truly, I love each and every one, and I know it's okay to feel disturbed sometimes, but the heart is filled with joy when one is filled with love. So I want to say I love you all today, and we may have to get our program short a little bit because I'm technically at work. So, well, it's multitasking. So, Charlie, it's really wonderful that we had this show, and I want to thank my guests for coming out. And next Sunday, I'm definitely taking the day off, so I'll have full time to be with each and every one. And of course, Dr. Robertson, I'm so happy you came on. We're gonna be having our Tuesday meeting, and we have 5 to go down, and it's a good number. And I want to say thank to my guest that came on, asking me and thankful so very much that you came on with us. Like we would collab and do a lot more with our musical unit. Thank always Peter Shiloh, who's here with us as always. And Charlie, my engineer, who makes all things possible, who has been in a role this evening playing the devil's advocate because he said what love got to do with it. So, Charlie, what love got to do with it?
Praise to whom all praise our due is the Ethiopian World Federation Incorporated Women Auxiliary presents Empress.